From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Morreale and Hitch.
All right, welcome everybody to the fifth installment of the Morreale and Hitch show. And Hitch, we got a special day today. We have our first guest that is going to join us. I think you know who it is, but for those that don't know who it is, I think, someone of this caliber, this mystique, this hierarchy definitely needs some sort of introduction just to set the table for, what we're about to unveil over these next, 30, 45 minutes, whatever it may be. I will warn everybody that this one could be the best podcast ever. At the same time, it could be the absolute worst. So just so we'll run the full gamut here of what's going on. First of all, Rob, how you doing today?
I'm good, pal. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I heard you guys set up the new speaker and the new microphone and all that stuff.
Yeah, this thing is looks like it came from outer space. It looks beautiful. My voice is deep. It sounds in these beautiful headgear. It sounds delicious. Look at that. Hey, watch, just like you did.
You sound better than usual.
I do. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. You sounded really crappy before.
Thanksgiving
was good. Did the old family thing, at my sister's house on the Saturday, and had the whole family together. It was good. Lots of good food and good times, good weather. Weather was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Saturday,
okay.
Sunday, Monday, turkey.
Oh, yeah. The tryptophan hit you, eh? That's your stupid dog.
Yeah. Anyways,
let's get this party started. So here's the intro for our first ever guest. It has to be a big one. When you start, in this direction with a podcast, you have nothing planned. You take no notes. We have no meetings, but in between weeks of actually pulling this off. The fact that we're able to have any friends, number one, is a big thing for us. But this particular gentleman, you do use that name lightly. You know how you say our next guest needs no introduction? Well, this one does, because no one knows who he is. He is Jeff White, more widely known as Whitey. He's a former junior football player. Shout out to the CJFL. Played with our good friend Lee Knight. You remember Lee? What a beauty Lee is.
A beauty.
Whitey is a former comedian and motivational speaker. He does MC work for the Ticats. As a matter of fact, Rob, he did your roast when you got put up at the wall. We were all there. We're still feeling the after effects of that one. He spoke at my Walk of Fame introduction. There was 3 people there. And he also did the Donovan Bailey's roast. And apparently he said Donovan is a celebrity. So that remains to be seen. He has been a best man 6 times, and he is still not married. He had a one-day tryout with the Ticats in 1998, where Coach Bruno told him he had the 3 Ds: discipline, desire, determination. But he also had the 3 S's. He was slow, stupid, and he sucked. So he was cut after one day, and he has literally had 12 concussions, which I think he has more than that. And you'll find out more as we bring him on shortly. He graduated from high school with a 51 average. Came back another year for a victory lap, scored a 52. These are big numbers. Mission accomplished, he says. He wrote here on his bio, he speaks English and spinach. So I think that might have been a typo. For a long time, he was addicted to the hokey pokey, but then he turned himself around. He is writing a book on gravity, and he says it's hard to put down. When women see him, they say he looks like Uncle Buck and Uncle Fester had a love child. And apparently, he is currently dating a girl that looks a little bit like Halle Berry and a lot like Pascal Siakam. Without any further ado, my friend, your friend, no one else's friend, the incomparable, the beautiful, the small-groined area, Mr. Jeffrey White. Jeff, hello. Welcome to the show.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good to be here and excited to see you two beautiful fellas and, get a hold of those faces and say shout out to your one listener. and your mom, the same person. So it's nice to get 2 for 1 on that deal.
It is nice.
Now
I heard. Listen,
I'm happy to be here. I love you, and I love Rob Hitchcock. You guys are both awesome, and being Hamilton boys, it's a special thing to be on here as a Burlington guy from across the bay. I feel great, guys. Good to see you. Both look good. You look young and vibrant.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I don't know if you're also speaking to Rob on that, but it's been a while since we met. We've got COVID, Whitey, a lot of things really kind of leaning on us, wearing us down nowadays. You of course are now a full-time teacher. Hard to believe. And what's it like being a teacher nowadays? Because I imagine your 1.5 hour work days can really, really weigh on you quite a bit.
Well, there's a lunch in there too, in that 1.5 hours. Don't forget there's a 40-minute lunch. So, and it's catered, so it's your tax dollars hard at work. Yes. We like to get, just not from any place big, maybe Plank or Monastery, just the small stuff. Not like your first year in the CFL when you had the 2 Subway coupons, I believe they had to give you 2 meals. For the CFLPA, you got 2 Subway coupons. Isn't that right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, but both for a half sandwich.
Yeah. They were good.
So you needed both to make them
good. They were good.
They were so good.
But you had to give 4 coupons for double meat. Carl Coulter told me for double meat you had to pay 4 coupons.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there's a lot of talk about you as just this amazing athlete. At your time, as probably about 1,000, maybe 1,500 people have also told me they have had tryouts with the Cats at one particular point in time.
It's all the same day. It's all on the same day. All 1,500 of us.
You all paid the same price, which was $50 in cash to Deke, Dennis McPhee, which went straight into the beer account. Mine
was paid in US to Darren Flutie.
Oh, smart.
It's only US money, and I had a loan on my belt as well. So there was that.
Oh, love
there was a lot of talk about you when you were coming up being what was going to be a future professional football player. I mean, it was all written for you in the stars. It was right there. There was an issue with your pants. I'd heard the story. I just wanted some clarification that you just couldn't find a pair of pants that fit exactly right in that groin region. And some would say that area looks like 1 peanut on 2 sacks of peanuts. And that may have led to the problem.
Well, I heard that, in the change room, but that's the only place I heard it. The real problem was I had my tailbone pad on backwards. So I couldn't ever get the whole thing to work. And it's very tough to run below a 5.7 40 when you've got the tail pad in the front.
Yeah.
And nobody helped me. Not one person helped me out. Strange.
No.
A lot of the guys weren't very nice to me back then. A lot of bullying going on in the Ticat change room back then.
Well, did you actually change in the change room when you went for your tryout? That's probably the bigger question.
Yeah, so I changed in the female change room. I don't know why. I guess it was something back to that sack of peanuts. I was actually
the part of the show where things get a little wild. I pass it over to Rob, and anything go from here. Usually nothing good. Well, so Rob, with that, just be.
Rob and I were in Australia, and I was with Hitchcock in Australia on a nude beach, and we were walking down the beach together naked, and someone yelled to Rob, "Hey, you and your fat sister, get over here."
I heard it's like a belly button, only smaller.
Looks like a cherry on a cookie sheet.
Oh, you guys.
Okay, Rob Hinchcliffe, over to you.
You should be talking like this.
Whitey, what's with the hammer in the back of your right shoulder there?
Oh, this is believe it or not, you'll like this, Rob. This would be something for you. You guys know I coach football here at the mighty Loyola, and this is our Hawk Hammer. You can see the name Hawk Hammer on there, and whoever has the biggest hit in the game gets to wear the hammer into the stadium for the next. So this could be called the Hitchcliffe Hammer. Named it after you. Yeah,
I love it. It looks great.
Nice, eh? Well done there. Nice and tight.
Shouldn't somebody be wearing that right now?
Pardon me?
When's your next game?
Friday. Yeah. So Loyola here in Oakville, man, one of the best tier 2 programs in the land. But unfortunately, there's no more tier 2. So it's not going too well. We're up in tier 1. We lost the first game tight 153-8 at the half.
I remember a few years ago, I think you asked us to come and help out at one of the practices. Did we even get back to you?
No, nobody did. Not you, not Flutie. No, first of all, I don't think I had the right numbers, so that was the first mistake.
Oh,
I looked up Heathcliff several times, but there was nothing.
No. Well, hey, we can come and help out now. Mike and we got a little bit of time on our hands.
First of all, listen, that's a comment I'd have to speak to that. I mean, look at you two. You've come a long way. You started out as players, wonderful players. And then you're on TV after you're retired, right? And then all of a sudden you're doing down to radio, and then you're down to in stadium. Now look at you guys. Look where you are now. You've got your own podcast with your one listener. I said to myself, what's next? A cardboard box set up at the corner of Beechwood and Despair, and the two of you doing a puppet show. I'm not sure where you go, where it goes from here for the Morreale and Hitch show. I listened to a few of the episodes. I'm going to tell you, I did a little research. Listened to your episodes, and I actually took a minute. I came up with a few ideas to help the show. Can I share?
We need it. Yeah, please do.
Okay, here they are. Okay. Number 1, make the show better. Number 2, change the name. I would call it Morreale or Hitch. So only one shows up, and maybe neither. Number 3, another name change. I would change it to McManus and Flutie. That would make the show better. Number 4, have better guests.
Obviously.
Number 5, have better hosts. Number 6, there's 50 of these. Number 6, do a segment called Where Are We? And broadcast from some alley, and the fans have to come find you. And if they don't, you threaten to keep broadcasting the show. Number 7, this is a big one for you guys. Practice.
Oh, that part. Yeah.
Practice the show. And then take the microphone off, the auto-tune off of C mode. I think that ruins it with Rob's voice anyways. 3rd name change idea. Change it from Morreale and Hitch to Morreale's Bitch. No? Number 10, and there's only 2 more. Turn it into a Canadian fishing show with Henry Wozchuk and Italo Labignon. Just a hint. It's not just the vibe. Come up with this stuff, eh? Like it comes to me at night when I'm sleeping. And last but not least, take the show on the road and never come back.
I think those are all doable. Yep. With some budget. I think we need some budget on all those.
What is
Rob and I like to
show? I was trying to figure what the budget was.
Well, it's nominal at best. As why you're our first and only guest.
Yes.
You paid us. I think people should be aware of that.
$50 I ever spent. That's 110 the Cats have got from me. 50 for the tryout and 60 to be on the show, and I still can't get a ticket to a damn game.
Oh, let's go back. I don't know how much people know about you other than your brilliant, athletic ability. There's lots of things, but you've been around the block a few times. You go back, we go back a long time, damn near 30 plus years now, when you think about it.
You just turned 50. I couldn't believe you were 50.
I know, crazy, eh? Hitch, we know. Hitch it's evident.
Oh yeah, look at his face. He's got a lot of wrinkles happening there. Look at me. I'm 54. I got no wrinkles because every time I see wrinkles, I just get fatter and fill the cracks in. Shut up, Hitchcock.
Oh,
is Rob's mic on? Are you holding your breath? Yeah. Why is your face so red?
Oh, because I got this thing. Look.
Oh, you're under investigation. That's what the wife puts that in your face. So you wonder where you were last night.
You look like you're in a tanning bed. So I've got this tanning screen right here. It looks good. See, it's just tanning me as I'm doing this.
You look amazing, Rob.
Thank you.
I just found out, just did a DNA test, Mike, and it turns out that I'm 5% Spanish. I had no idea. That's where I get the tan from. But the beautiful thing is really. And true story. And it came back. I did it through 23andMe, beautiful system. And it came back. I'm in the top 5% of the people with Neanderthal genes.
You and Mike O'Shea. Is this correct?
Yes. Yeah. Well, Cooler a little bit too. He's the female.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah. So Neanderthal. That explains a lot.
Well, that's shocking just by looking at you. I never would have guessed.
Look at my physique. I'm like a greyhound. I'm all ribs and nuts.
I don't know about the nuts, but all ribs.
No, but certainly ribs. Ribs.
Maybe back.
When we talk, we go back in time. I think a lot of people remember the good old glory days of Filthy McNasties. If people don't, this is the man, the myth, and the legend behind Filthy McNasties, and Mr. Jeff White, who really was ahead of his time in creating and operating one of the best sports bars, restaurants, you call it, that has ever graced this planet. Had a hell of a run, buddy. What do we have, about 23 years of that nonsense?
22 years, 22 great years.
22 years of that nonsense, which is incredible in the restaurant industry. But a lot of people don't know, or maybe, a lot of our one listener doesn't understand the power that when we opened up the Hamilton Filthies, the season before, just leading into the 1998 season, the Grey Cup season, which we eventually lost, but it was kind of the warm up, the tune up for what was going to come in 1999. Can you talk about what that place was like on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night in the Ticats season back then?
Well, it was really awesome. I mean, you were partnered up with us, and I think all the planets were in alignment with the players that were on the team at that time. And I run into these guys periodically, and it's just tears and love and laughter, because it was like they were the team of the restaurant almost, and you did a lot of great things. We were joking earlier, talking about 2 Subway coupons, and, that was something that had bothered me. So you and I put packages for the guys that made the team together. Remember that? And hats and shirts and coupons and stuff. And I said, if I see these guys on TV wearing the hats, I'll give them more coupons. But these guys wore the hats so often. I don't remember this. The CFL issued a statement saying,
yes, they couldn't wear
these hats anymore. You can't wear the shirts anymore, because they were wearing the Filthy Nasties gear. And at the same time, the Ticats also said I had to stop doing it because other restaurants had paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to advertise in the stadium, and I had paid nothing, zero, because I'd already paid the 50 earlier. That's how I saw it.
That's correct.
They owed me back. But it was fantastic. I mean, just the guys at the time, Danny McManus and yourself and Flutie and Lamar McGriggs, these guys.
Oh, yeah. Ronnie Williams.
Oh, Ronnie Williams. Awesome. Right straight out of Atlanta. I mean, I loved him. These guys were great.
Buckhead. Straight out of
Buckhead. Oh, geez. I thought he was calling me something when he said that. But it was Buckhead. It was years later I figured out it wasn't what I thought it was. But it was just an awesome time, and the energy. I mean, if you guys played, you guys were back up at the restaurant within 45 minutes. You started rolling in, and it was. I don't think there were any laws back at that year, 1998, 99, because you guys were behind the bar, on the roof. Straight jacket,
dry storage.
We
visited the dry storage a few times.
Remember Val Stigman?
Absolutely.
It was just amazing guys, and the place was rammed. It was 1,000 people inside, another 1,000 outside trying to get in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And, and then of course in 99, you guys went to the Grey Cup, and we rode that train with you guys the whole way. And cool. You mentioned Rob's induction. One of the coolest things for me in my career and all the things I've done, which isn't much, by the way, but one of the coolest thing was when we had the Hitchcock roast, and I went into the players lounge, and I thought, I don't know if these guys even recognize me. And the way these guys mugged me and mobbed me and but pushed through people to get to me. And I was like, really? And guys, some of the guys they've been in the States since then, and they hadn't seen me, and they came up and from Mace Freeman all the way. These guys they made me feel like I was part of that team. And it was just a great night. That whole thing for Rob was just a 10 out of 10. I heard a story earlier saying, Rob, about how your buddies did the hot dog roller. I thought that was a great story. And that shows that's the CFL, right? Your friends are involved. The fans are involved. I mean, it's just an awesome league to be a part of. And I got to sit in the front row for one of the greatest Grey Cups and greatest teams ever. And I feel privileged about it. It's awesome.
Well, that's a great little segment and totally true of everything. You know why those guys were your friends when they came in? Because you gave them free food and drinks for 3 years.
I gave them a little more than that in the back room too.
Oh, yes, you did. Absolutely.
How about going there and you're at the front door, you're with the managers there, and just handing out coupons to like Meatsy and I and the main guys, Flutie and Mac and all the other guys. Hey, where's our coupon? Where's our drink tickets? Where's our drink tickets? Don't worry, just get them off of Hitch. They're gone already. Oh my God, we laughed. You know why you didn't lose any money is because that burger place beside you. What was that place called? Licks. Remember Licks?
Oh yeah.
So I'll never forget this story. I think it was Lamar McGriggs or Shocker. I don't know which one it was, but they brought at Labor Day, like 27 family members from the States to Licks, and they ordered like $600 in burgers. We lost that privilege pretty quickly when those guys did that. Oh my God. Anything free, right? Free drinks, free food, they're there. But
free, it's for me, and I'll take 3. Eric Carter was the best. Eric Carter would take everything.
Yeah.
He'd take everything out of the locker room. And he'd get his hands on. Oh, God, yeah.
He used to come in, eat wings, and start to walk out. I'd be like, Joe, you got to pay for those wings. He's like, why? I don't know why. You can just leave. He was awesome. He was a good dude. Licks, I believe that was also Mike's wife's nickname in high school.
Well, yeah, which is why she's my ex-wife.
Hey, Meat, see?
We're on another.
You mentioned he was the best man 6 times. Was it 4 times for you?
That's right. Well, that's skewed. It was a little bit skewed in my favor. Whitey's been known to do a few things on my behalf, and including today, as a matter of fact. I would say we got trumped on this one. We got called in as a request that Whitey be brought in. We didn't even think about it.
Oh,
I think we were a little nervous.
Your mom?
No. This request came from a higher up, a big timer. Yeah, we can't even mention.
Dennis Babalo?
That's correct. Yeah, it's Gary, Side Door Gary, requested you, and here you are.
Shaggy too.
Oh, Shaggy too. Shaggy just sent me a message the other day. Shaggy always talks to me, sends me text, so he sends me a note about him like doing like a commercial for his local junior football team out in BC. The guy is classic. I mean, these guys that we were surrounded with, we talk about them all the time. But you spend enough time in the CFL, you see it all. Spend enough time in the fringes of the CFL, you see it all, and we've certainly seen it all. So this is why Whitey's here, because he's been around for the ride since the early days. We at that point in time, we were just, from a business perspective at Filthy's, we just wanted to have fun and make an impact. I say we're ahead of the curve because we were ahead of the curve. I mean, what companies and restaurants are trying to replicate now, we did.
Yeah,
25 years ago.
Yeah. I think the thing about it is that you guys, we were privileged not only just in your generation as a player, right? You look at these guys today. I think at Rob's roast, I think it was Joe Montford said it. Maybe it was you, Mike, said, the guys these days, you guys are from the days of whiskey and cigars, and these guys are from the days of Gatorade and massages.
Yeah, the protein shakes.
Different era for you guys and as a player, and then also in the restaurant bar business. You're never going to see a 14,000 square foot 2-story facility with 1,000 people in it, hanging off, pouring liquor down people's throats, and Thai cats walking behind the bar just pouring beer and having a blast and signing autographs and wherever that may have been signed upon, and playing Buffalo, and even the staff members were so part of that. They all felt that, and I think that the customers that were there felt that. And again, I just always talk about how the CFL connects with the player. And I saw it on Mike when both you and Rob retired at the halftime there, and you were walking around, Mike, taking pictures with all the fans, and everybody was coming up to you, and it was your pleasure, and the connection was there. That's what makes the CFL is, but it really drives the Ticats.
Absolutely, Rob. What do you got to add there, bud?
Well, I got to add, we already talked about this, Whitey. I don't know if you remember that half, but we had a good 10 minutes, and Mike took 9 minutes and 38 seconds and left me 18 seconds to talk to the crowd. But it was okay. I got my time. I got my time in the induction. So hopefully he gets his. But that was great. Honestly, 9 minutes. And finally, Leslie Stewart looks over and says, Hitch, you got like 20 seconds left. I'm like, oh, well, thank you very much, fans. You guys are the best.
You did him a favor, Whitey. You can't have this guy talk for more than 20, 30 seconds. It's just not going to end well.
You guys probably, I'm going to guess you flipped a coin to see who went first.
No,
I just went first.
No, I know you did. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anytime. Yeah, of course. You got to get in there because you never know how much time you're going to get, really.
Yeah.
Right. They played you off like you're at the Oscars, eh? And Rob, you're thank you. Oh, I'm gone.
That's it.
The best part about that was I was on the field with you guys. It was such a great moment. I'm standing in the middle of the field. Matt Robichaux runs on. He's from Burlington. I'm from Burlington. He runs over. He goes, Whitey. I said, hey, he goes, 20 years. You finally got out here.
Oh man,
so true.
Oh yeah, Robichaux is a piece of work. That guy's fantastic.
Oh my
Whitey,
God,
you've been following the season. The Cats?
No, I haven't been. I was funny because I was thinking about the show today, and I'm ashamed about it. I haven't been following the season. I don't even know if you could get game tickets. I heard it was only seasons only, and with COVID, it just hasn't been on the agenda, and it's been rough here at the school. And those are my excuses, and they all suck. But no, I haven't been. I don't know the record.
Yeah, as of Friday, last Friday, they opened it up to full capacity, which was nice.
Oh, perfect.
20, I think there's just over 22,000 at the game, which was really nice to see. Gorgeous day, Thanksgiving Monday, and I tell you what a game. You know, you look at Toronto in the first half, 58 yards total offense in the first half. It was 12-5 for Hamilton.
Oh,
and,
that's
and they end up losing 24-23 in a last second field goal by the Argos. I think they kicked a 51-yarder to beat them 24-23.
Well, that's a low
total
score.
yards, over 400 yards pass in total yards, and they lose. You know, just a really frustrating game to watch. But yeah, we'll have to get you to a game then, because no more excuses. I got 3 or 4 more home games left, so we'll get you as our guest.
I'll get down there for sure. I was talking to Matt about it, and I'm dying to get down there. And I just love walking around the stadium and seeing people. And, you know, there's so many great Hamilton people, from the guys that were in the Hurricanes and guys that played high school, Glendale Bears. And, you know, you just run into the Delta guys, you know, whoever. It's nice to see all that community. You know, the Hitchcock brothers, sometimes you see someone over there, one of the family comes rolling up on you, and Keith Boyd and all these guys. It's awesome. It's a great, real home of football. And Hamilton and Burlington were great like that. You know, the Lee Knights of the world, and Jesse, yourselves. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic just to go down to the stadium. So yeah, I got to get back to it. I miss it. And it's a great stadium, man. That stadium is a great place to see a game.
Absolutely.
So much to do. You know, all the amenities, everything you want in the stadium's there. We talked about the stadium back at Ivor Wynn, and you know how awful everything was, but we loved it because we didn't know any better. But we absolutely loved it. But then Mike and I had a couple opportunities for this huddles and heels and ladies black and gold, it's called now. And we used to take like 100 ladies through the locker room. That was the highlight of the night, is not only teaching them the game of football in the Coles Notes version, but bringing them to the locker room right now at Tim Hortons Field. And wow, when you walk into this thing, it is like top notch, one of the best stadiums, I think, with all the amenities around. And you know, Mikey, remember we walked through, we're looking at this locker room with all the training staff. Pusky, we had one table. It was broken. It was hung up. It was put together with a 2x4. That's when they're doing that's what they did all of our training and getting better on the tables with these guys. But I tell you, just everything that they have in that stadium is top notch. So you could get Maddie to take you out on a nice tour if you haven't been there, Whitey. We'll get you out. And free beer.
Oh, perfect. I brought my high school team down there. Orlando took us around, and we got to go on the practice field with the guys, and it was really cool. And it was really neat. Orlando had all the guys. It was right at the end of practice. My guys were standing on the sideline, and Orlando did his final practice speech. And then all the guys, every one of them went by in a row by my guys and high-fived all my high school guys. It was totally, you weren't expecting it. And these guys were all terrific. They were just amazing guys. And my guys were just, they couldn't believe it, you know, the size of them. And when you watch the speed, you don't notice the speed of the game until you're down at that level. And that reminds me of a side story, but we were in the Bahamas with the CFL PA. Remember that, Mike?
Oh my God, yeah.
Right? It was
good times.
And Mike had set it up with some fans, and I was down there as a company moron. And
absolutely.
we had to run. We had to run the Bahamian Army obstacle course, or Barbados Army obstacle course. So these Barbados Army guys were pumped. They're going to show us how the courses run. So they take off and run the course. And like, what's the course record? And I think it was you and Dave Brown said, well, let us run it. And you guys ran it once, you beat their record. That's how fast the guys in the CFL were. The guys from Barbados are like, you're going to be lucky if you finish. And these guys blew that course up. They were so fast. And then when we ran it, one of the DBs from Calgary, I'm trying to think who it was, Mike, really talented DB from Calgary.
Keon Raymond? Was it Keon?
Yeah. They had like a teeter-totter. He had to, sort of balance your way across. He ran up, jumped in the middle, and hopped over the whole thing. These guys couldn't believe it. This guy flew over it. They broke all the records. The Barbadian Army had been setting it for years. The CFL guys broke them in about 20 seconds. That's how talented and speedy these guys were. It was awesome. Just awesome.
I must have missed that trip. I wasn't on that.
Oh, yeah, that was you. That's 100. So a nickname for Rob, for those of you that don't know, is 100%. Because Rob usually 100% of the time says he's going to show up 100%, and then 100% never shows up anywhere. But you're here today, which is a complete shock to all of us.
100% maybe in my playing days, but come on, you have to admit, I do come to things now. Maybe 80%.
my players are still waiting on the field right now for Hitchcock to show up, and
that was 8 years ago. You and I didn't. Hey, so what do
you guys are? I got your shirts on. This is great. You guys are coming along.
Yeah. What are you doing now, Whitey? Besides the teaching, you got this spotlight on restaurant thing. You know, I've seen a few episodes. I think I may have been mentioned quite poorly in some of these episodes as well. But why don't you give us a little taste of what you're
to drive viewers? So I tried to drop your name, and the show was immediately canceled. No, just kidding. It's a show called Spotlight. We spotlight restaurants and just sort of put it out there where you should be going to, what's awesome in the Hamilton, Burlington area. So we've got 2 that have been published under Spotlight, the restaurant show, and then 2 more that are being edited right now. I'm opening a new restaurant out in Fenland Falls called the Cow and Sow. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Nice. Brand new, gorgeous building. Dropping some serious money in there. Got some great people up there. And then on top of that, I'm working on another project called staycation.com, where you actually stay at home. You know, you do your staycation at home, but we bring the resort to you, where we actually provide you with a concierge in your house. A cleaning lady comes the first day, gets the house in order, and then we literally serve you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all your cocktails, make all your arrangements, kind of like a butler for 3 days if you want, or as many as 5 days. And that's staycation.com. With COVID and people have been putting money in their backyards, so we want to showcase that. You don't want to be cooking. You guys know, you host events. You're on the barbecue, you're not talking to anybody. So we're going to provide you with the ability to host a great event and then, have a real staycation home. Your luxury resort at home.
Nicely done, White. You're always up to something, eh? But
I'm up to something. None of it ever happens.
None of it. It's great. It's great to talk about it, though.
But it was fantastic. I'm a good talker. Yeah, my dad always told me I had a face for radio.
Oh, ain't that the truth? I remember you talking about it. But by the way, love your dad.
Oh,
love your dad.
What
a great guy. Still thinks Ange Mosca plays, correct?
Every time we go to a Ticats game, my dad yells out when the defense does terrible, "We need Angelo Mosca." Yeah. The dad, I tell him every time we go, "Dad, listen, Angelo Mosca does not play anymore." It's fine. I've got Angelo Mosca's grandson in my class this semester.
No way.
Yeah. Danny Catalano, I think his name is. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Nice.
His parents said, "Oh, I think you know my dad, Angelo, or my grandpa, Angelo." So everybody knows Angelo Mosca. But that must be the number one. Would you say that's the number one all-time Ticat?
I would say.
What do you think, Rob?
From a recognition point of view, there could be no other. I mean, there's a lot of other names out there, but nobody has the instant effect that Ange. And you know what it was? It wasn't just the Ticat stuff. It was the King Kong Mosca stuff, the wrestling stuff, all the antics, right?
Yeah.
That was, and when he rolled into our locker room when we were playing, he was still at that point, still spry and still kind of, had that, he said the cock of the walk. That's how he used to kind of walk in, right? He was the man, but I know he was a big defensive guy. He always used to go over to that side of the ball, right, Rob? And talk to you guys.
Yeah. When he always came and talked to us, like he was always saying, "Hey, where's the tin foil in the arms? Where's the fist? You got to put the stuff on the wrist, and you got to punch guys in the head." Can you imagine? Like I always say, I couldn't play. I could play. It's hard for me playing safety this game today, the way we played 25 years ago, the way they played. You wouldn't get a penalty for clotheslining a guy and taking his neck off. That's what those guys did. That was the smash mouth football, in your face football. Those guys learned, like brought up to Don Southern and the Ron Lancasters of the old school mentality. Go out, smash mouth. Make sure if you're going to take a penalty on the quarterback, make sure you knock him out of the game.
Right.
If you're going to take a late hit, knock him out of the game. Well, you step on a guy's shadow now, you're getting 15 and getting fined. So the game has evolved, but with Ange, getting back to him, unbelievable on a marketing aspect for him. One of the all-time greats and will always be.
Is he the number one recognizable name then, Hitch?
Yeah.
What would you give number two, guys? Give me a quick one. Who would you give number two next to either of you guys? Obviously, it would be a tie between you two. Who would be number two? So who do you say then is the other number two?
Back that era, Bernie Filoni, maybe.
Oh, I'm talking the whole schmear, man.
The whole. Oh, wow.
Well, I have to say, from a likable player like Joe Montford,
I would
would be one guy that everybody would know just because of everything he did for community and on and off the football field. So I would say Joe Montford for sure. Yeah,
Joe's like our pinball, right?
Yeah.
Joe's kind of that. You think of Toronto, you think of pinball. I immediately go to Mike Pinball Clemens. Like he's synonymous. In Hamilton, Joe's a great one. Ange is a great one. We've had so many great players. It's hard to to pick, but yeah, man, I was going to say Jeff White, but pardon me.
Paulus Baldwin. You remember that? No, never mind. No.
Don't want to bring that up again. He quit at halftime.
I remember Ozzy hit that 51-yarder to win the Eastern Final with about half a second left. And the next season, he missed a field goal in a pregame, and they booed him off the field.
Oh, yeah.
Short-term memory, those Ticat fans.
Oh, buddy.
I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't this guy send us to the Grey Cup? Yeah, no. And when he kicked that field goal in the Eastern Final, it happened so quickly. It was like first down, kicking in. It was like, did they just win? I was at that game. I was like, did they just win? It was awesome. I had a couple of questions. I know you guys are going to boot me off. I'm not sure where I'll talk, but I put a couple of questions for you guys.
Absolutely.
Mind? Do you have any tips for your listeners out there that are feeling they might die of boredom during the show?
Drink more.
That's a good answer. Okay. Or smoke.
Drink or smoke. Okay. What advice would you give a young player trying to hide his lack of talent as well as you guys did for so long?
Well, that was a major part of my game, which I think I perfected. First was hiding my incredible speed. I didn't want people just to think I'm just this fast, really fast guy. So I kind of dumbed it down a bit. And speaking of dumb it down, Rob, what's your answer?
I would say just talk to Whitey.
I was going to say, I don't know how you learned it, speaking directly to Mike, but you've turned it into a career several times.
Somehow.
You're the president of the NBA. I don't know how that even happened.
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
I got to check back more with you what you're up to.
Hey, Whitey,
because I love
right before your next question, I always said to Mike, I said he would always go into a shit house and come out with a new suit on. That's you have to. Exactly everything he does.
The thing is, I put myself into the shit house. That's my own problem.
Oh yeah.
Still come out clean.
You go into the shit house and you ask for a transfer.
with the amount of they say, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. I'm like Norm from Cheers. Mm-hmm. And then when I go there, generally I tend to lose lots of money. Yeah, that's usually how things go, between engagement rings and some sort of sapphires I bought off some guy and some Buddhist monk in Thailand, or various other whatnots that have gone through on my personal life. I'd like to think that I've really come out of it. It's taken me 50 years, but I'm feeling real good right now.
Well, you know what you got to say? You've got a lot of good relationships. That's all you got to say, because you can't talk about the money side of it. That's why you're doing this show. Here we go. This is a tough one. Regarding your careers, we'll start with Rob. Regarding your careers, how much do you think being from Hamilton contributed to your success with the Ticats? And do you think you would have made it all the way if you were from Meaford, Tillsonburg, or Pembroke?
My dad,
being from Hamilton helped your career.
My dad was God rest him, was a big radio guy with CHML for 40 years. So he got me in. He just talked to the coaches and got me drafted. And actually, the good thing about that one is the team didn't even call me. My dad called me first and said, "You're drafted by Hamilton."
That's awesome. Awesome.
I said, I didn't get the call yet. Oh, don't worry, I already got the call. You're getting it next. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
He was so confident. He hadn't even had the conversation with the Ticats yet. He told you first, then he called the Ticats.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking up Rob. Just make it happen.
That's it.
He's from Hamilton. Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Do you think, Mike, that being from Hamilton helped your career? In Hamilton?
Oh, listen, I
stay around a little more?
I hope so. I mean, it probably helps after the fact more than it helps during. Because when you're a local kid, it's tough. I mean, you ask any of us, Rob, Dave Stala, Trevor Shaw, we had great thrilling moments of being hometown heroes. And then we had some times, maybe less Rob than anybody, but there were some times there, oh boy, I took it right to the chops.
I remember we were in Port Dover walking down the street. You and I were there for something, and some guy, Morreale, hey, Mike Morreale, hey, Mike Morreale. And you finally turn and look back, and the guy was leaning over her face. He goes, "You suck." Called you for 20 minutes just to yell. He actually didn't have anything prepared. He just saw you and started yelling your name. I mean, you guys dealt with a lot of that, I'm sure. I mean,
oh my God.
One of the best things was yesterday. I was walking. There was this giant. He was like about 130 pounds, 6'8", and I have a name tag on Rob Hitchcock, level 2 access, and it's stuck right on my right side. And I'm just talking to this guy, and he goes, "Hey, Mike, can I get a picture up with you?" And I'm like, and I'm looking down at my thing, going, "Okay." And he's looking right at me, and his buddy's there. "Oh, Mike, you had a great career." I said, "Oh, thank you." And I took a picture of him. I got the
pulled his wiener out in the middle of the picture. Just blamed it on me. That Morreale.
All the time. Asshole. Name tag right there. "Mikey, can I get a picture? You were great."
Rob, that happens to us on a daily basis. I don't know how many times I've accused you of
just go with it. Just go
always, with it. Always, especially the bad stuff. Hey, absolutely, I'm Rob.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, give the guy a reach around something. Just take his wife and just bend her right down. Give her the big kiss.
Tell her Rob said hi.
Yeah, tell her Rob said hi. Tell him Hot Dog Roller said hi. My favorite one, guys. I'm up in the stands. I'm at sitting in the second level, and I'm there with my family trying to have a nice Tycat day, and this lady's in front of us. She's about 60, and she has had about 800 beers. Right, it's the first quarter. She's about 800 beers, and she's falling over, stealing people's beers. Finally, someone calls security on this lady. They're fighting. She's fighting with security. These guys try to turn her around, facing me, trying to get her in a bit of a headlock or something. She's got tooth missing in front. Turns around, she's got a shirt on with an iron-on decal picture of Morreale and her at a bar, and she's pulling on the draft app. Mike's got a face like, "What am I doing here?" And it says 1999 Grey Cup champions, GRAY. Grey Cup champions on the shirt. She put it in marker herself. I thought, this is the greatest team. These are the greatest fans, and I love being here.
Oh my God!
It's not about that. If the game's boring, like you said, the game on Monday is boring. Rob, don't worry about it. Turn around, look at the crowd.
I do.
Oh, yeah,
love people watching. Love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's O'Shea sent me a text the other day, and it was a picture of me at one of your games when O'Shea was in town, and I had an O'Shea sign. And I turned around and said, "Mike O'Shea is God." And someone threw a plastic can of beer, and the beer hit me in the head and exploded like a grenade went off. And the crowd went nuts, and everybody started pelting. I took about 30 beers, plastic cups all over me and my family and everything like that. I was like, this is the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're coming.
Let me give you my last question, guys, here. This one's for Rob, by the way. Rob, are any of the players upset after practice when you would shower with them, even though you stopped playing 6 years ago? And what kind of things were said?
No, they're not upset. Everybody's happy. There's a new guy in town.
Favorite
to the one listener, Mike's mom, she doesn't understand that, so it's okay.
Oh my God! I did tell my mom you were coming on, Whitey.
Oh, did you?
I had to prepare her. I'm like, okay. Mom, we're having a guest this week. It's Whitey. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I love your mom. Great boobs.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, she's well heeled.
Yes, it's awesome. I loved her. The one time she was wearing that low cut top, and I thought she was in the crowd there. I thought there was two bald guys sitting in front of her. Just your mom.
Just call it the ledge. Usually when she's eating, things just fall onto the ledge, and they're easily recoverable. So that's the bonus.
And big bag Bobby, it's a good match.
Oh, Bobby, yeah, Bobby loves it. Yeah, good old Bobby.
Sweating Bobby 2 shirts.
Oh, Bobby 2 shirts at a wedding. Look out! Got to bring 2 shirts because he's gonna dance right through the first one, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. And how's your brother Reg?
Oh, Reggie's good. He's up to his the various other whatnots and this and that. This guy, again, we talked about him last week because you know better than anybody. He's a piece of work.
Oh, geez.
He is the executive director of IT at the company he works in. He does not. I'm not joking. He'll text me once a week to print something for him.
He's Kramer.
He's the executive director of IT for a major company.
It makes
fooling them for years.
Runs in the family.
Absolutely.
Right? I don't know what's going on there. Wow. I mean, he's a fantastic guy. I love him. Great laugher, tons of fun, and a heck of an athlete too. Guy could throw a football.
Good athlete.
Good athlete. Everything for free. Wants everything for free.
Everything for free.
Oh, he went to Flutie school.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. Hey, speaking of that, are you playing any more touch football? You're in the Hall of Fame though, correct?
I'm in the Golden Horseshoe Touch Football Hall of Fame, slightly above where Rob is. In the Hamilton, I actually tacked my shirt up below Rob's with some tacks and a hammer on the stadium. But yeah, the slow fat white guys, a good group of guys, and I threw 32 interceptions in eight games, not 8 seasons, 8 games.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you tied Danny Mack. He did that, and we won the Grey Cup. 32 picks one year.
Oh, did he throw 32 picks
in 1 year?
And you know what? When he threw them, He didn't care. If he threw a touchdown or if he threw an interception, it would affect him exactly the same.
Yeah. Turn around, walk off.
Yep.
Like Ozzy after he kicks the ball.
You think Ozzy, like after like a decade of playing, Ozzy's like, I am not even trying to make a tackle. Just pick up the tee and walk off. After he kicked, just pick up the tee and walk off. The play's still going. Right.
Wide angle.
Guys dodge them like cars. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, give me a break here. I remember Ozzy told me one time, he said that his wife only had sex with him twice a year, on Christmas and his birthday, and he's born December 25th.
That's right. Lucky guy. I think unlucky girl would be the appropriate answer there.
Man, wow.
So what's up with you for the rest of today?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to head up to Fenland Falls, believe it or not, and work on the restaurant up there. I'm going to do a quick drive up. It's only about 2.5 hours, do about 6 hours of work, and drive back tonight.
Sounds amazing. Robbie, how about yourself?
I have a securities exam tomorrow at 2:30 in Toronto, so I will be studying. I've been studying a little bit today. I got to do the rest tonight. So,
are you trying to be a security guard?
Yep. For a U.S. company in Buffalo.
Oh, or you're trying to go to the game?
Yep, trying to get
to Buffalo.
Yeah, I got to write a few exams, Whitey. It's part of the business, so I got to try to get these going.
He'll be a great security guard, Whitey. He will.
I will. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you hung around a lot of guys at the stadium there, right? You learned a lot from the security guards there.
Oh, I talk to them every day when I go. Every game that I go to, every home Ticats game, I talk to them, get to know them, and they seem to be pretty good. They got a lot of contacts for me, so I'm going to take them up on it.
You picked their brains. You saw what they were doing. You knew you were qualified, and you said, "I can do this."
I just need a boiler because they all have boilers, and the mace, not the mace. I like the flashlight and the belt. I like that.
Yeah, with the mag light, eh?
Yeah, the big
Those
one.
are big.
Or let Mike know if you need any help studying for your urine test.
Thank you.
Well, after this show, Whitey, which we're just going to wrap up now, probably won't have any more guests, which is going to be amazing. This has worked out perfectly. But do you want to come back on another day? Do you want to just wait for?
I hope happens is like you go up to see Matt or the producer, and they're kind of like an old drill sergeant from an old 1970s cop show, and they're like, Hitchcock, Morreale, I told you not to have guests on. You know, that take your badge away, and then you guys don't care. You do the show anyway. Like turn your badge in. You like do an underground show or something like that, and then you do better. Like that leads to you guys doing better because
There's a chance of that happening. You think? Yeah.
I'm going to think. I want it to. I think it'd be cool though. Like who would yell at you like that? Like Matt Haffenack? Would he be like, Mike, you suck?
No, he thought this would be a little more R-rated. I talked to him last night right after the game, and he said it can be a little R-rated, but it's your you guys got to deal with it. I'm like, hey, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is pretty tame. I was sweating a bit, thinking it's going to be a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, I made sure I printed up a few of the old documents here. I brought some of the notes from Mike's Walk of Fame induction, and your and your
throw a couple zingers out before we go. Whitey, lead us to break. Throw a couple zingers out.
Couple zingers. How about? Well, I'll just start with the opening line of Hitchcock's. It's great to be here at Morreale's fourth wedding. Oh.
My wife does balloons. If you can see them floating in behind.
Self-promotion. I love it. Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, this is great. Rob Hitchcock is to football what Alfred Hitchcock is to football. There's never been a guy so undeserving of having the word cock in his name. No. Okay.
Oh, no.
I heard this one's for Matt. I heard Rob had a small penis, except that one Brazilian prostitute that claimed he was well endowed. The prostitute would know because so was he.
Hey, listen, with that one, we are going to wrap it up. You are listening to the first ever and probably the last guest on the Morreale and Hitch show, Mr. Jeff White.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Always has.
I miss you guys a lot. I miss you a lot, guys, and I hope I see you soon at a game, or I'd be happy to come back on. But I miss you guys. You're the best. Keep going. The show's great, guys.
Thanks, Willie.
Awesome.
Hey,
Thank you, brother. You're listening to the Morreale and Hitch Show on the Ticats Audio Network.
Morreale and Hitch, dropping every Wednesday. Subscribe, like, laugh.